three things today, so that's all. All right, so let's start with one. So how we can manage, how we can tackle loss of productivities. So I'm going to talk about two things today. First, block your calendar. And the second, use Pomodoro. Okay, so that's two techniques today. So that's Pomodoro. I don't have that, but if you have it in the kitchen, you can use that too. So let's start with blocking your calendar. So I use iCal, that's Apple Calendar, and Google Calendar. So some of you probably use Outlook, some Windows Calendar, some electronic calendar too. And most of us, you can share your agenda, your schedule among your team, so you can sync. And in addition to that, I use called Calendly. So that's online booking application. So I can show you quickly here. It's a very simple app. So it's just calendar. So this ties into my calendar. So I have a calendar. So I have some open spaces here. So this is next week, and this is this week. And then based on my calendar, it's connected to my calendar, and it shows my availabilities. So I don't have any availabilities this week. I'm all booked up, but when you click Tuesday, so I have most of my mornings free. So my client, my prospect, they can make an appointment if they need. Okay, so I use this tool. Again, this is a free application, and I'm going to talk about more how I use in my real life. Okay. Now, so blocking calendar. So this is my typical calendar. So I took the snapshot. This is last year, October. Again, so of course I don't have anything if I don't plan, if I don't block. So there are a couple of things here. I'm taking online courses, and I have a personal business mentor I regularly have a meeting with. So I block so those times much advance. Sometimes like 3 months ahead. Okay, so it's already blocked out. Now, next thing is I block Friday morning and Friday afternoon. So I spend a couple hours, 2 hours in the morning about marketing my business. So I'm a business owner, so I have to take care of that kind of stuff. And then afternoon from 2 to 4 o'clock, I study. I just block my time. I study for mostly my business, right? So this is already booked up. This is kind of my routine. Now, this is kind of crazy for most of people, but this is just me. I got this kind of pink block lunchtime. So it's a TNS with Dave. So that's tennis. I like playing tennis. So yeah, so Monday noon, I play tennis with Dave, and Tuesday play tennis with Mike, and then GL. So that's Wednesday. That's Good Life. That's my fitness gym. So I take some yoga class and stretch, and then kind of recover from my my tennis life. And then back to Thursday, I play tennis with Leona and play tennis with Michelle on Friday. So I know it's kind of crazy, but like keeping keeping my health and keeping fit is my life priority. My family is my top priority, and then the second priority is keep me in health. So and probably this is much more important than making profit or making money. So this is just I decided my life priority. So I always block that time. And the next one is, so this is something, my work meeting. So I made appointment with my client. right? So this is Monday and Tuesday for that week. And the next priority is now Tuesday, 5 o'clock, I set admin for Colorado trip. So I think I was supposed to go to Colorado for my business, and I have to take care of booking my hotels, booking my ticket. I don't have an assistant to do that, so I have to take care of those things myself. I don't have luxury to hire an assistant to do this. But this kind of stuff, lots of people do this, when I have a spare time, when I have a spare moment, I take care of that kind of stuff. So I think that's not really good attitude, a good habit. I think the good habit is, even though those small tasks, you just block it, 5 to 6, I just block this an hour to take care of just admin stuff, take care of my booking, ticket and hotels. And then this Thursday, I have reinvention work in the morning and in the afternoon. So this is about strategic planning for my business. And then I do that once every quarter to just planning for next quarter. So look at my profit, look at my spreadsheet, look at my finance, and then think about strategic planning. So I chunk about, this time 3.5 hours that week. So based on my priority. And then I fill up my project. So this is a project that relate to web design, developing web design, developing wireframe, prepare for workshop materials. So this is something that I can bill my client, right? So once again, by like the previous Sunday, by Sunday, so my calendar is already like this. So I fill these tasks and then blocks the previous Sunday. So if I go to my office, look at my calendar Monday morning, it's already booked up. And then I still have some blank space. So this is where I use meeting appointment calendar. So that so this is online. My client and my prospect, they can take a look at it. I can send them a link. Guys, this is my availability for this week. If you need me, I'm here to help you. So just book an appointment with me. Then they make an appointment. So maybe by Tuesday or Wednesday, my calendar looks like this. All right. So by doing this it's just like you are controlling your time, right? So if your calendar is wide open and your clients and your prospect, your friends, they book you anytime. And then as a result, you may not be able to get things done as much. So that's the technique I've learned in the last 10 years. Just working myself and then working as a small business. So does this make sense? Good. All right. Now, so that was a blocking your time.
I have to say, Osamu, it makes a lot of sense, and I'm happy to hear that someone is even more intense than I am in blocking periods in their calendars. I find it really useful, but some people who are not used to it may find it a bit intense at first, but it really does work. Scheduling periods in advance where you have to do specific things. Yeah. And I'm happy to learn about Calendly, because that's also useful to give people notice of when you're available without necessarily having to share your private calendar. So thanks for that. Yeah,
and it saves your time too. And of course, you can be flexible too. Like I block my week much in advance, but if my kids need some, some help, of course, I cancel something too. So it's based on my priority too. If my friends, want to reschedule my tennis schedule, of course, I, reschedule too. So based on priorities. All right, so let's move on to next. It's a beat the clock. Now, how many of you use actually timer clock or timer? So I use, it's called 25 minutes. So every 25 minutes, I work 25 minutes and they take 5-minute break, and the 25-minute and the 5-minute break. So that's how I work. Okay, and I use timer. And there are lots of tools. So I use, it's called Timey3. So that's not iOS. It's a Mac application. It's very simple. And you can set the time, in my case, 25 minutes. And then, so that's it. So I mean, you don't have to have this kind, you don't have to buy app like that. You can use Siri, or you can use Alexa, Google. You can just type, Echo, set the timer for 25 minutes, right? So it does that too. And you can use actually
25 minutes, Osamu?
Sorry, say it again, Alex?
Why 25 minutes?
Oh, 25 minutes, it just for me. Like, I don't have probably a short span. So some people work like 15 minutes and have 10-minute break, 15-minute, 10-minute break. It could be 45 minutes for you. So you have to find your kind of sweet spot. So, but the 25-minute, 5-minute break kind of works for me. I know my colleague, he used like 45 minutes. No, he used 15-minute and 10-minute break. So it depends on.
But it should be less than an hour, correct? In any case, you should definitely get up.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, somebody might be able to work, an hour, but yeah, I've been reading lots of books, and I think like 15-minute, 10-hour break is lots of people use. But me, I have a short kind of attention span, so. So here we go. So another good way, like another reason I use timer every 25 minutes, or 15 minutes for you, is you can keep track your productivity. Okay, so I log every single 25 minutes. So one Pomodoro is 25 minutes, right? So as you can see, homepage, wireframe design. So I spend an hour. So that's 2 Pomodoro, right? So I log that. Have a just quick meeting with my client. So that's 30 minutes. I log it. All right. So you can kind of keep track your productivity too. So it's important for me, because something like, if I can bill my client, so definitely, I have to be transparent. So I have to show my client, so this is what I've done for the project. Okay. All right, so that's the 2 things today. Just block your calendar and use Pomodoro to beat the clock. So that's how you can tackle loss of productivity. Some of you, I sent you probably yesterday. If somebody who registered today, you don't have that, but I kind of created a PDF, the quick PDF. So print out, and then it's Thursday, right? So maybe use next week just to keep track what you've done from Monday to Friday. Use this, print out this paper and use pencil or pen. Kind of surprise, how productive you are, or maybe how unproductive you are. So, and the 25 minutes, I don't know if you use timer 25 minutes is pretty long. You can get a lot of things done. So you may be surprised. All right, somebody, let me take a look at some chat box here. Okay, so other people will. Okay, people will still contact you. Okay. Lillian, so can you explain? So you said even with schedules, though I find that people will still contact you.
Okay, if you look at Michelle's question, she said, the issue we're having is my employer is not used to having employees work from home. So there's constant check-ins and it makes me lose focus and it makes me feel untrusted. Any suggestions on how to deal with company new to working from home? We have the same issue. I think a lot of us do.
Okay, so I hope this, your issue can cover for next topic, which is we're gonna talk about difficult to manage and maintain accountability. So I'll get back to you on that after next topic. All right. Yeah, okay. So I can address some of the questions you guys have. And Michelle, yeah, sure. Okay, good. So let's move on. So next topic is difficult to manage and maintain your team or accountability. Let me talk about project. You know, if you're managing project, okay, because most of us here day-to-day basis or probably weekly or monthly, we have multiple projects to deal with, whether yourself or with a team, right? Now, first, you have to identify tasks, right? When you start a project. Now, I'll give you an example. Hosting a webinar like this, hosting a webinar. So this is a project. It's not a big project, but still a project. So even this project has tasks. Something like we have to pick a date and time. We have to pick a topic. Somebody has to create a Zoom link. Somebody has to create a landing page. Well, like even subtasks too, write the content. Somebody has to design. Somebody has to create a form and test it and post it on the social media to promote and send out the invitation and contact the partners and send a reminder, send another reminder. So there's a bunch of tasks. Now, that makes sense, right? What's missing though? There's a couple of things missing. So when you deal with project, so we are identifying tasks. What else? Time. So every task has deadline. Yeah, you got the right too. Yeah. Right. So your project, it looks like this. So each task has target date. You have to, well, somebody has to do by certain date. Right. And there are good app for that. You know, like to-do management app. This is called the Things. Now, another thing is, I think somebody said that, the people. So we have to identify who's responsible, those tasks. So every project looks like this. So you have tasks, and you have date, and you have person or people who's responsible for, right? So that's what project look like. How many of you guys using project management tools like application? You raise a hand. Yeah, most of you, I don't really see your face. You can't really raise a hand. Okay, so it doesn't really matter which project management tool you use, but I really suggest that especially, yeah, Catherine, so you guys use Team, okay. Yeah, especially when we are working remotely, we should use this kind of online project management tool. And I use Asana. Good news is this is a free application. And then let me just quickly walk you through. All right, so this is Asana look like. So I got the bunch of project here, and then I have this small project hosting a webinar. Okay, and it's a list view, but actually I like board view. And I have simply 3 columns. So to-do list on the left-hand side. So I got a bunch of a to-do list, and you can add a to-do list quite easily. And let's say maybe post webinar promotion to LinkedIn. LinkedIn page, something like that. Okay, so you got a bunch of tasks you can add, and then so if you can click it, so you can assign to myself, or you can assign to one of my team, right? And of course you can set the due date. So she has to do this by, let's say, April 3rd. And you can, you can type description, you can put the subtasks too, all right? And done. So something like this here, pick a date and time. I have to do that by tomorrow. And I move that to kind of progress. And every team has access to this Asana. And then so they can move stuff around too. And Sean, he can send that to, in the progress. So once they have done, once I've done my tasks, I can move that to done. Okay, so it's pretty easy, just moving just block. Okay, and then so you get the notification if somebody take any action. I get the notification by email. They get the notification by their mailbox as well. So we do that each project, just, people on my teams are moving stuff around, so making sure they are doing their tasks in a timely manner. So this is just a quick view of Asana. Again, if you are running a huge project, like building bridges, this may not work. But if you're managing kind of small project, managing events, managing website, managing some conference, I think this kind of project management tool is enough. Now, so next one is I usually host weekly meetings. Okay, so I'm not really the micromanagement type. So I don't have to check my team every day, but I like to check with them weekly. So we have every Monday morning, have a weekly meeting. So just to check their to-do list, asking only 4 questions. So what have you done last week? And if they didn't, if I didn't, if I couldn't, why didn't you do last week? So just, any reason. And then what are you going to do this week? So what's your plan? And then if, something we missed, something we couldn't do on time, so how can we adjust our project schedule? So only the 4 simple questions. So that's how I kind of manage my team, manage my tasks. So I want a bit open to discussion here. So how about you guys? How can you manage? Anybody has any difficult time managing a team, get things done as a team, especially, we are not in the same building? Yeah, anybody, you can unmute and then you can speak out. Did this helpful? Like, did this solve your problem?
I think this.
Denise, oh, sorry, again, go ahead.
Go ahead, Denise.
Probably the same point, so go ahead.
Again, go ahead.
No, I just had 2 points. First, I think some of us might already use it, but Google Task is one of the options. But this is a very individual, personal task management tool, I would say, not probably applicable to the teamwork. Mm-hmm. And the second one is, the nature of the work that we do probably differs from agency to agency. Some of the tasks are very long term. So to do a literature review on something or write a research paper on something might actually take you, a couple of weeks, if not more. So it might be a bit, frustrating for people not to see the progress that fast as you have shown in Asana, let's say. So some of the tasks might actually end up being there for months, and would appear to be like an engineering project, which is not.
Yeah, something like research paper, it's a big project. But I think like I have something like that too. Like when I create some presentation, or like well, I don't write a book, but it's like a writing book too. I mean, can you break down like little tiny tasks? It's a the writing research paper is a huge project, but it's like writing a book. But if you can kind of break it down to 50 tasks, that probably helps too. That really that kind of helps when I develop my kind of workshop program. Like especially like some program, my learning program is 6 months program. It's a kind of huge work too, but when I do that, like I have to kind of break down to 50 different tasks.
Right. So chapters, sections, and things like that, basically.
So how about you, Dennis? Do you have anything to add?
Sorry, just challenging to press that unmute button. I was thinking that we do. This is helpful. I think we do we have multiple projects going on at any one time. Almost all of them involve teamwork. So right now we create work plans for each project in Word or Excel usually, and then we have regular like weekly meetings in some cases, depending on the project, to update the work plans and check in with everybody. But I think to have this kind of tool, and it's helpful that you're recommending one, because I know I've researched a number of different tools, and it's hard to say what would be most appropriate until you actually learn to use it and then try it out. But I think for us to have this kind of visual platform to share project tasks and updates that everybody can access and adjust could be really helpful to us.
Yeah, I don't suggest using kind of Excel or Word document to manage project, because neither of those programs are meant for managing a project. Again, so the project means you have to you can list tasks using Microsoft Word or Excel, but when it comes to time, you have to have some calendar functionality, and also when you identify who's responsible for your team, so you have to manage your team. So Excel and then Word, it's not really good tool to manage those two.
Yeah, we have columns for all of that, and one of us is always the lead on a particular project. So we manage that work plan, but I think it doesn't lend itself. It's always a struggle to kind of maintain the work plan as well. So I think what you're saying is quite important.
Yeah, it's like to-do list is okay. Excel is great. Just some packing list or grocery list. Okay, let's see. Now, all right, so we're gonna move on to number 3. So this is gonna be really quick. You know, lots of people, including myself, difficult or lacking communication. I know at the beginning somebody said, you know, we are kind of hungry for person-to-person interaction too. So this is part of the communication, how we can manage that. So in terms of communication, so we use email, phone, text. There are some apps, you know, Slacks, and then, but you know, basically those Slacks are the applications like texting, right? So those kind of 3 categories. And as I said in the previous slides, in my case, you know, I have a to-do list, which is I use Asana, just to make sure to-do list prepared and what we're gonna do next week, you know, what we have done last week, and make a quick phone call. In my case, I have virtual meeting with Zoom, and then scheduling for next meeting. So not only my team, I do the same thing for my client too, like Namalola and Yasmin. So we've been always doing this like weekly standing calls to make sure our project is making progress. So we do that same technique for my client as well. Now, but I use email 90% of the time. So I use Slack for some other group and then other kind of texting application too. But 90% of the time I use email. And then instead of just using text, typing text, it really helps when you attach image. So that's, you know, creating better communication. It depends on what you're sending to. Now, but what about attaching videos? That create the best communication. And then I think most of us are not really using video and email together. I want to quick ask you, how many people are using video on your email? Probably, I don't see any of you. Okay, so this is probably new, and then I like to, yeah. So I like to probably talk about Loom. So this is also a free application. So I've been actually using Loom in the last couple of years, but I've been using more in the last 2 weeks. Okay, so let me show that to you. So mostly I use Loom for my technical support. So, oh, actually, let me just stop sharing first. And then, just 1 sec. I think that, yeah, I found this is a great app. So you can pretty much, you can record yourself and you can record your screencast. So, so I sent him, my client, a quick email, and he had a question about how to use Google Analytics. He wanted to do kind of specific tasks, so he couldn't figure it out. So he sent me email or something, if you know, let me know how to do this. And then instead of like typing my email, step 1, step 2, step 3, I just made a quick 1-minute video for him. I can just play that for you. Okay, so you can just go to behavior and then site content and all pages. You hear my voice on the recording too? And you should be able to find the specific page you want to check out. So I'm going to just check this page as an example.
And then now you see this secondary dimension. Usually you should be able to find this device category. So if not, I think go to users, and then there should be a device category right here. Just click that. And it shows you the data, what percentage, how many page view, got the desktop and the mobile and tablet, so forth. All right, so if you have any questions, just let me know.
So again, this is like less than 1 minute video. And then Nathan, my client, said, oh, got it. Thank you very much. So, so by doing this, I'm providing better support and better communication and saving, saving his time as well. So this is really good app. So I use mainly for technical support, but some people are using for like sales. You can make a presentation, you can record a presentation and send it to your client too. Now, another thing is, so this is, I think I did this today. So I just want to check how my clients are doing, especially in this difficult time. And then I just want to, I just want to, oh, sorry, that was 25 minutes. Echo, stop the timer. Okay, sorry. Okay, back to you guys. Yeah, so this morning I just made a quick video and then, say hi. So this is, I think this is a good way to, how do you say, kind of person-to-person interaction at the meanwhile. So this is cool. Let me just quickly show that to you. Now you can actually attach GIF file. I don't know if you can see it. Like I'm kind of moving on the screen here. Like I'm kind of, a little bit talking, moving. So it's not really a static image. So this is a GIF file. And then, if they kind of click that. So that's just a 15 minutes video here. So this is me this morning. So how things are going with you guys? I called your office earlier, but obviously you guys are not working at the office. I just want to check with you guys, see how things are going. If anything I can help you with, just let me know. Okay, so my schedule is pretty open this week and next week. So use my Calendly link to just a book appointment if you need, and even like just to have a grabbing coffee with the Zoom chat like this will be could be helpful too. So don't be shy. So basically, I'm kind of sending a personal video message to my client. Again, so this is just let me know if anything I can I can be your help. All right, so I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Yeah, so this is just a quick video message to my client and just checking how things are going, because I phoned them last week and this morning, but they've been working from home like us, so I couldn't really get hold of him. So again, and then I know Namalola and you guys, I didn't send this video because we are, doing that project. So we've been kind of seeing each other weekly, and Yasmin as well. So then don't take it personally. So I sent a client that I haven't heard from them. So again, it took me about 50 seconds to create this video, and then I just sent it to my client. So I think this is a great way to kind of, re-engage my client, and you can probably use that same technique. So once again, so this is a free application, and actually this they are doing some promotion now. So for teachers and the student, so you get the pro version for free. Yeah. But once again, so, you know, basic one is free. So that was Loom. Okay, so so that's how I manage communications these days. So we talked about how you can manage, how you can tackle loss of productivity, and the second, how you can manage and maintain your accountability. And the third, I talked about a couple of applications that helps you to enhance communication with your team and probably with your client or stakeholders. All right, so any questions?
No, this is very good. I think this is very useful for us. I think Loom video messaging for us, I can potentially see us creating 1-minute videos on teaching our users on how to just even fill out an event registration form